I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I want to look at the political drama in Osun State. The government and the APC, there is a back and forth argument over a judgment by the Federal Court of Appeal whether the former local government council chairmen and councillors were reinstated by a judgment passed recently or they were not reinstated. And in a bid to enforce occupancy by those who felt they were reinstated, there's been a clash between their supporters and it has led to the death of at least a former local government chairman. And there was an assassination attempt on a former commissioner. I don't want to go into their farrago of dysfunctionality. Why are we having these problems? We have another drama unfolding in Lagos State. There is one that has been brewing in Rivers State. Why? Number one, political godfatherism. Some people want to hijack the will of the people to decide who will rule over them because they think that they are the emperors in charge, either from above or at the governorship level or any lower level. And because of that, they can do anything to retain power, to put their cronies in power, to want to control their cronies and control their boys who are either governors or whatever. This country cannot move forward that way. Why all these fights? Do you really fight to save? No. Politics is too lucrative in this country. You see somebody who was nobody will suddenly become very wealthy, build hotels, build that, because he has been in politics just for a few years. And so they are ready to do anything to get into office. Number two, that makes politics very expensive. Politics in Nigeria, very expensive. The populace that are supposed to vote, because they know when you get in, you won't do anything for them. So they want to collect from you as at that time when you are contesting. Because at that time you are contesting, you are most humble. You're like somebody who is coming for a loan. Or if you run a cooperative, when somebody wants to take a loan, it's very humble. But once they get that money, they become, and so the people will collect things from you. You go and see this traditional ruler, you go and see this political juggernaut, you go and see youth leader, you see women's leader, they will collect. And these men will want to make their money back. Some of them sell houses, sell petrol stations, collect loans to contest. So it's a business investment. They want to collect money. Unlike in developed societies where people contribute money, or unlike what happened during the obedient movement, people were contributing towards the movement. So people want to recover their money because politics is too expensive. The next thing is that as long as the local government areas are concerned, let me just say something. You remember, I paid for all your forms. I paid, all of you here, I paid for all of your forms. When somebody has paid for your forms, he who pays the piper dictates the tune. It will be anticipated that you will be loyal to that person. Now, when you are not loyal, he will come back to fight you. The next thing is that if INEC can conduct elections for House of Assembly, which is only a few wards in the state, I want to suggest, as I've done before, that local government elections should be conducted by INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission, because the state governors see the local government councils as their ATM machines where they can deduct funds. Now that the local governments have become independent, they also need their stooges and their acolytes and their people there to be able to win elections. And so we will want a situation where the Independent Electoral Commission of Nigeria conducts the elections, not the state governors, so that we can have different parties winning different local government areas, different parties and people winning the councillorship. I will also want to suggest that at the local government levels, we can have local parties, parties that are not national parties, but they are parties that exist at the local government levels. If you go to the United States, there's Yoruba People's Party in the United Kingdom. Sorry, United Kingdom. There are small, small parties all over the place, Green Peace and all, Green Party. So you can have local parties at the local levels that can form grassroots parties and contest elections without being hijacked by the oligarchy at the top from the presidency down. The next thing is that the remunerations for politicians in this country must be drastically reduced. Drastically reduced. It's too lucrative. Drastically reduced so that only people who have something doing, who are willing to serve, will contest elections with their money and to a large extent um, be in office. If you see in the last elections, we had people from Labour Party who were supported and sponsored by the party and the obedient movement win elections. But though they have gotten in there now, they are decamping. You can see that politics in Nigeria has no philosophical base. The next thing is that the judiciary, we should have an electoral court where judicial matters are handled swiftly, impartially, in such a way that decisions can be arrived at too very quickly. Some of these things delay too long, and that when judgments are pronounced, they should be straight. They can be interpreted by a baby, not the one governor is interpreting one side, um, the opposition parties are attributing to the other side. And then I want to advocate that the international community should have monitoring teams in this country. If you can monitor our elections, let them have monitoring teams in this country so that they can sanction politicians who practice thuggery, politicians who scuttle the democratic process, sanction their children, sanction their families, let them stay in this country with us if they don't want this country to progress. They cannot destroy this country and run overseas. As you were able to deny our generals and soldiers visas, also deny our politicians visas so that they can know that they need to build this country. I heard the chief security advisor to the president saying that it is time we need to sit down and build this country. Yes, I agree with him. If they deny our politicians, those who contribute to the destruction of the political system and the economy, if they deny them visa, they won't have uh, a place to run to. They will know that they will build hospitals here, they will build good schools here, so that their children can attend. Somebody asked me, why do I have my children outside this country? I told him that I didn't contribute to the mess of this country. I've never held a political office. I've never done a contract. And I'm not training my children with church money or government money. I train them with my money. And so they cannot suffer for what their father did not create. I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. I have a webinar coming up on the 14th and on the 15th of March. Send a message to +234-8021-219262. The admin will send you the flyer for the webinar. If you pay before the end of the month, you have a discount. We have properties for sale. Also send a message to +234-8021-219262. God bless you.